start the recording there. We're going to kick off, and I want to hear who's got something fun going on in their business in the last week. And I'm going to put somebody on the spot to start us. Mr. Skinner, kick us off.
Man, what a wild week. So fun stuff in our business. I kind of was being funny last week, and I said, let's try to lock up one more property for the quarter. Well, funny thing is that we did, and we're not going to close on it this quarter, but we're going to close on it on the 8th, I believe, or no, 6th. I'm sorry. So we almost like snuck it in there, which would have been great.
Well, technically, I call that a win. That's, you locked it up before the quarter ends. It's counting into Q1 sales.
That's a great start for Q2, right?
Absolutely. So awesome.
And we're kind of in the game planning stages of really like Q2 and our business all in all, because like Jordan's going to be putting in less hours, but we're trying to put together a marketing strategy and whatnot. It's just like I had a week of hell at work, and I've been kind of busy for him and I to sit down and kind of plot things out. But like from doing stuff and continuing to do stuff and like developing a process, like we've I wouldn't say slacked off, but been busy doing, other things, and the dominoes are still falling from doing the proper steps prior to this.
Let me ask you this question. Looking back, because tomorrow Wednesday ends out the quarter. Looking back to January 1st, how different is business today than it was back in January?
Oh my God, it's really night and day. I don't know the actual answer to how many properties we locked up and closed on in Q4 of last year. But my guess is one or two. But already this first quarter, we really started, taking the proper steps and as far as like top results and stuff go, really right at January 1, I think. We were part of top results before, but we weren't like, as I say, taking action and implementing the right stuff. We were just kind of Jordan was doing the Monday calls, and I wasn't. So like he was reaping the benefits, but I wasn't. So it wasn't until January of this year that we started together making it a point to get on these calls, just to drop relevance in there, and it's paid off dividends for this quarter. We're 5 times the production of last quarter.
Boom. I love it. Great job. All right, I'm not going to be mean and throw anybody else on the spot. I just had to pick on Jacob, but anybody else have something they want to share that's gone on in the last week? Something good? Ahas. Steven, I see your hand slightly up. Let's have a slight answer.
We got a lead today from someone else's bandit sign because they looked up our company name, and we ranked number 2 from 0 to 2 now. So
wait, somebody else's bandit sign had them look you up.
Yeah, it was Quality Homes is what they looked up. It was on the bandit sign, but they didn't have a phone number on it. They looked us up on the web and found us. And
so somebody else in your market is using the word Quality Homes.
Yep.
Probably like, hey, we like to get quality homes. And yet your company is Quality Homes.
Yeah.
I love it. That is awesome. And you came up.
It's a keyword. It's a keyword game, man. It's a keyword game. So it doesn't matter what the company is, whatever they're searching for, you're going to pop up. That's a good example, Steven, of you optimize correctly, right? You're kind of sprinkling all these different keywords. Boom. Someone does that. You get the lead. That person literally primed up their competition, which is you, which is exactly what we want to do. That's awesome.
I think we talk a lot about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Competition. In this case, it's competition primed him up. Awesome. Now go close that deal if it actually makes sense.
Working on it.
Anybody else?
Well, Marie and I got all of our videos we got them, so they still sound English, but all the, what's they called? The
Subtitles?
the subtitles are all in Spanish now. So we got all those transferred over. So now we were talking today and we were going to ask on here if I think they should be two separate sets of videos, because if I got on an English speaking video and saw subtitles in Spanish, it would throw me off, or vice versa. I don't know. So I don't know.
You're 100% right. The only problem is, let me think on that.
Okay.
Hang on at the end and let's talk through that, because you'd have to upload the video again and now you got duplicate MP4 files out there.
Okay. So yeah, but just so that and you can turn that closed caption on and off, but you have to know it's there and you have to know it would be in Spanish.
Correct.
So, but we got them done. So that was good.
Okay.
I don't know where she is either. So I just sent her a text message.
Awesome. Anybody else? Kim, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. Tell me something good.
Fantastic. How are you?
I am good. Tell me something good that's going on.
Something good? Well, what I can say is that I completed all of my location videos.
Boom.
I know it took a while, but I did it.
They're done, uploaded, sent to the team.
Done, uploaded, yep, on my site. I
Perfect.
actually had an investor in my area. He sent me a message on Facebook. He said he was Googling We Buy Houses in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and my website came up with my videos. So it's working.
You guys are just making me feel so good. There's action happening, right? There's action happening, so there's results happening. So that's awesome. That's good to hear. You guys are
giving Roger early birthday presents on his birthday week.
I think you set this up, man. My birthday's on April 1st, so yeah, we start my birthday week today. So all this stuff is sounding awesome. That's fruits of your labor, my labor, Sean's labor, everybody here sharing this information. So that's exciting. I'm excited for you guys. It's awesome.
Anybody else got something good they want to share?
Happy birthday, Roger.
John, we finally got our right drawing and we got our permit passed today, and we're pouring cement tomorrow. So that's really big for our addition in our house. We're moving forward finally after a month. So yeah, good news there.
Love it. Good job.
Yeah.
Faith, we're going to end it with you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Just say you miss me, man.
I haven't seen you in a while. Give me something good. What's going on?
I got a lot going on. Nassim tested positive for COVID. My mom caught it. My dad caught it. So I'm caved up with the kids.
You locked in the kids' room.
I'm locked in the kids' room, yeah, with the kids. So it's like pulling hair.
So the non-positives are quarantined.
Yeah, we're not allowed to go out till April 2nd, and actually work's gotten busy this week, so doing a lot. I have a schedule for the kids. You know, Sean always talks about being productive, so I made a schedule for the kids. And yeah, I'm keeping them busy so I can be busy answering my emails and with the work people and let them know what's going on and all of that stuff. Yeah, so I got to go get tested in 2 days because it's been 6 days since my wife tested positive, and it's been 3 days since my dad tested positive. So they want me to go get one more test done just to make sure that I'm okay so I can get out of the house on Friday.
Gotcha. Well, it's good to hear that business is picking up a little bit for you back there.
Yeah, it actually is. FanDuel's keeping us busy. You know, YMCA, they let go a lot of people. Like they had 4,000 employees and now they're down to 1,200 employees. So remember that meeting that we had?
Mm-hmm.
maybe I want to say 6 or 7 people from that meeting are not even working at YMCA anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Means it's time to go back and reintroduce yourself.
Yeah. I'm just waiting. Right now, New York is still like uptight with all of this stuff. So just waiting for things to calm down a little bit, and then I'll start, setting up meetings face to face,
Awesome.
Yeah, but I've been doing a lot of Zoom calls with a lot of my clients, showing them proofs and stuff, because now they're also afraid of, they're afraid of messengers coming in and stuff. So it's been a lot of Zoom calls with proofs and stuff. So like you said, you got to pivot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's pretty much going on with me.
Cool. Well, with that, we are gonna kind of shift gears here for a little bit. And there's no real topic for tonight. But Roger and I did want to have it kind of an open piece to talk through really anything that you guys have thoughts. Obviously we're a quarter deep now, right? 2021 is about to come to Q1 of 2021 is coming to an end. And a lot of you guys might have come out in 2021 with a little bit of a fire behind you. I know I've been spending a lot of time on calls with Liz and Marie, watching you guys take a ton of action, Kim taking a ton of action, Lorraine doing a lot, Jacob, Jordan, you guys have been kind of rocking and rolling on some stuff. So as we roll into Q2, you might be starting to think about plans, ideas, adjustments, starting to see some holes maybe in your marketing piece or whatnot. Wanted to have a night of just open up, ask some questions, and kind of see what's coming from there. So I'm going to go on a limb. I think, Jacob, your hand is actually up. I don't know if you've had that up before or not, but I'm just now seeing that little virtual hand up. So I'll let you kick it off.
It's up for a real reason. So, question you said. So, like last week, we were talking about like sales, or not sales process, but like marketing funnels and all this fun stuff. But then you kind of alluded to like what's next from there. Sales process. Obviously, like you could do all the marketing in the world you want to, but it's not going to get you anywhere unless you have a system, a marketing a lead. What the next step? The next step is like managing your marketing material. Like once you get your sales process, you're calling it. So I just kind of would like for you to touch on that a little bit, like developing sales processes and what type of recommendations you have for sales processes for whatever your niche be, and just kind of touch on that a little bit, because everybody has the way that they capture it, but what type of innovative and high techy guru type advice can you give to that? Like one thing, like I know with like with Jordan's credit consultant thing, like he's implemented that schedule a call, and we've done that to like our building Appalachia, which I like that a lot. But like types of things like that.
Okay, that's a good one. I jotted that down. I'm gonna go round robin and see who's got questions on what. This way we see if there's some similarities or things that can tie together before we start throwing some answers. So who else has got some questions that they want Roger or I or both of us to dissect a little bit here tonight?
Well, I guess for us, we're just literally starting and getting it out there. And we sent out a campaign last Thursday, and we put the link on there for the lead magnet. And so we're trying to determine how many times it's us hitting on the lead magnet, checking it, and if people were really clicking on there. And I do have to say too, with that lead magnet and changing our verbiage, we were not told to F off one time. And it was pretty cordial the whole time. I mean, and so that was good. So I feel like that was a step in the right direction, but now it's just getting it out even more and more and more, you know, and making sure that that lead magnet is going to work. I mean, we all think it's great, but if it's really attracting people to it.
Let me ask this question on there. Number one, what have you currently been doing?
Well,
To
we
get it
just
out there.
started out with that slow. We need to get working on the videos and our
So
live.
what have you done so far to put it out there? Where have you put it out?
It's been on our Facebook page and out through, you know, the one campaign through REI Reply.
One text campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
We've run out of the current list we had. And so my next project, I mean, I was going to upload the names in, you know, because with just the names into Facebook and hit those same people up with the Facebook ad. And we have postcards being made right now that will also mail them to that same group.
Got
And it all says the same thing with that lead magnet with that comparison chart.
Got it. Okay. Good question there. I will say this much. Stop freaking checking it. There's no need for you to click on it to see if it's working. You know it works. So just stop.
Well, and I think today we literally were checking it because we were checking the closed caption, the Spanish stuff. And then she's like, oh, I'm screwing it up again, aren't I? So that was the only reason today.
Okay. Who else? Questions, ideas, things you want to brainstorm around? This is your guys' chance. I've had a conversation about this with a handful of you guys, taking advantage of these calls like this. Nothing? Going once, going twice. Nobody got any questions about marketing, online, anything? All y'all business is doing so freaking well that nobody's got a single question for Roger or I.
I have a question.
There we go.
You know, I have issues with sharing any kind of my website on Facebook. So what can I do on Google to get things out there?
Roger, did we ever figure out, is it worth just changing her to a different domain, by the way?
At this point, yeah, because at this point, I think we've tried a lot of different things to try to get it out of the sandbox, in other words. So we need to start kind of thinking more advanced, right? Is it time to possibly go with a different domain? Because I think that's just been blacklisted, which means you get moved out, and to get it out of there is very difficult. So that might be something we take offline and make that decision. Because if it is, then we can move on with the standard stuff, right? To start kind of working on the actual marketing things and stuff like that. So think about that one, Kim, about changing the domain. If you're open to that, we should definitely talk about that, Sean. That should be us three, Kim, myself, you. And that way it doesn't affect anything else that you might have been talking to her about in other calls. So, but yeah,
Okay.
I think we're at that point.
Okay.
But there is something, I did jot down something about doing some things on Google. We'll circle back to that here in a second.
So I have a question.
Yep.
How did your website become blacklisted? Like, what do
Something got
we
shared
do?
on Facebook that didn't jive with their stuff. It happened to us early last year. We put a blog out talking about something with COVID, and they blackballed top results. And I had to fight with Facebook for about 2.5 weeks to get them to release it.
Gotcha.
And they won't let me out. I'm just stuck in jail forever.
So do we need to be careful?
Kim's
about
probably
what we
not
post on
as
there?
ruthless to Facebook as I was. It was my life's mission every day for 2.5 straight weeks, all day long, to
I
get
did,
us out of
I
it.
did do it for about 2 weeks, but nothing.
Yeah, I was like all day Facebook chat open.
Sean's
pinging
persistent.
nonstop. Yeah. I think they let us out because they just wanted me to stop.
They're like, you know what? Let me just shut this guy up and just give him back. Let's get Top Results Consulting back on.
I have a question.
And I don't know if this is the right place, Sean, stop me if you want to kind of wait till the end, but just on that topic, because I know that brings up when we talk about that, everybody on the call probably goes, wait a minute, what should we be doing and not doing? Is there a secret to this? Why did she get, sandbox? What's going on? Just to be completely honest, because this is something I research, and I'm once again in the SEO marketing space, like the groups that we're a part of, just people doing our job, same thing. We have communities like this. This is a problem, and it has nothing. You guys did not. I want you to know that if you're doing everything we're telling you to do, you're not doing anything wrong. It's basically Google right now. There's a big, what are they calling it? A content revolution to clean up bad content, fake news, and all this stuff that you're hearing online, because there is a ton of it. And when there's a disruption in the industry or a disruption in the world, like we had in 2020, they need to go back and start cleaning a lot of that bad content up, right? So what was happening is if you randomly got pinged on something that you put on your website that they felt, you know, just fell in some kind of bucket that was, it might be questionable, you automatically got put in the sandbox, and it was up to you to get yourself out. You saw this a lot with big influencers that were trying to have that conversation about anything, and boom, they're getting sandbox, and they're putting on other platforms saying, hey, I'm in Facebook jail, I'm in Instagram jail, and they're doing what Sean did, just kind of going at it. But in some cases, Kim's case, we've had a little bit of a hard time getting her out. At the end of the day, it's maybe a good idea to switch, but just so you know, there's nothing major. Just as long as you're not talking about anything illegal, you should be fine. Nobody here was. It's just you just happen to get pinged on something that you got put in a bucket, and it is what it is.
Okay, before we open back up for any other questions, how many of you guys saw this little fun thing where I said I was giving away $200 tonight? Okay. The only way that you're in the drawing to have access to what I'm giving away is you have to turn your camera on. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to turn your camera on. Then everybody's going to smile, and I'm taking a screenshot. And those that are on right now with your camera on, you will be in the drawing.
Hold
10,
on, let me fix my hair. Hold on.
9, 8, 3, 1. Everybody smile. Okay, I got my screenshot. I will tell you guys in a little bit what
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. So I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a friend who wants to do a testimonial on my Google My Business page. And twice now she tells me she can't find it. Even though I took a screenshot of it, I was looking at it and sent that to her. She still can't find it. So I
Okay.
don't know why.
Good question. Where's the GMB? Why get somebody to do GMB reviews? Anything else, real quick?
Yeah, I've got a couple other domains. Am I able just to set up the DNS so that it points to the same server, or what do you guys need to do on your side? I know you've got to at least set up the server to watch for that HTTP request.
So you want multiple domains forwarding to your core site?
Yeah.
Got it. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
I have a question in regards to that. Like, if I had another domain and I did that, would Facebook or whoever, would that be an issue with a reroute?
Yes, that absolutely would. We tried that when it first happened.
Okay.
So in that case, yes. Anything else? 3, 2, 1. Okay. So Roger, why don't we do this? Since a couple of them are more in the GMB / realm of things here, let's start with that. Actually, hit on Steven's question first about forwarding multiple domains over to it. That's a simple one to knock out. And then I got a couple things written down on the GMB side we can slide into from there.
Absolutely. So in regards to the domain forwarding, Steven, you're pretty savvy on doing those things. So all you have to do, go to your registrar, right, where your domain's at, your extra domains. You're going to go to the forwarding area, and you have full control. You don't even need anything. All you're going to do is going to be assigning that particular domain to forward, and then it's going to ask you where do you want it to forward to, and then you're just going to forward to your homepage on your website. So you can do that to as many domains as you want.
So I've already got it set up for the domain forwarding, but currently HTTPS does not forward. So what I want is actually put the IP in there so that the A record is actually pointing to the correct IP, so that when they do a HTTP request, it'll actually go to my domain with SSL enabled. And then Google Chrome is going to be changing in their build 90 and moving forward, where it's automatically going to default to HTTPS. So I need to have that supported for all the old traffic and stuff that I was getting from there.
Gotcha. We're going to go ahead and send you the IP address specific to yours, and then you'll be able to drop that in. And basically it works almost like a wild card, right? We'll take every version.
Is it the same? Is it the same IP as my current domain?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll
if
just
you
use
already
that
have
then.
it, then you're good. Yep.
All right.
And keep me in the loop. Try that. That should solve your problem. That sounds about right. So if it doesn't, let me know. That way we
You'll
can
have
kind
to
of work
probably
on it.
set up another SSL cert for it though, so, but, okay.
Got it.
Okay, on the GMB side, it was reviews. Where's so you probably want to share your screen here. If I want to, correct me if I'm wrong, Jane, somebody wants to leave a review for me, I want to be able to send them something that they could click on to be able to leave a review on my GMB.
She said she couldn't even find my Google My Business site.
Yeah, so in this case, when somebody wants to, or you're going to proactively go and ask for somebody to leave a review, it's always good if you have the link that you can just send directly
Okay.
to them. So Roger, I don't know if you can share your screen and show that, because I know there's a certain spot where we can just grab a link.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can show you guys where to grab that. I'm just popping in, manage a number of GMB. So I want to make sure we're showing you top results and not someone else's. Give me 1 second.
Okay, well, while he is doing that, I'm going to tackle this question on getting it out there from whether it's the lead magnet or not. Because a lot of you guys have been putting in a lot of work building out some different lead magnets, lead hooks, some front end type offer pieces. And this is always a big question is, all right, I got it. Now what? How do I use this thing to my advantage? I'm going to start with number one. If you've already got a database of people, meaning you've already got emails to people that you've talked to previously, maybe done some business with, depending on the type of business that you are, whatnot. You have emails in an email database. That is an audience that you own. And at the end of the day, it's the best audience to ever have. So you want to immediately start to share that to them. Whether that's, hey, I just put this thing together, wanted to send it over to you to take a look at it, and here's some feedback from you. Maybe it's you are putting it out there as more of a question. I'll use Liz and Marie's as the example. I got an email database of a bunch of people that I know have homes that possibly want to sell. So I send an email out that says, hey, Liz and Marie here. I was just curious, would you be interested in knowing how you could put $10,000 or more back in your pocket selling your house? And let them respond, let them reply back. Those that are actually interested are going to reply back. And you just say, here, sure, great. Thanks for replying back. Here's the link to it, blah, 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 blah. That's creating some engagement right there. That same exact strategy can work socially. So looking at some of your social media following, again, depending on your type of business, I look at someone like Jane or Jordan or Vanessa, that's more of a personal brand side, right? Jordan with his credit side, Jane with her business doctor, Vanessa as a photographer. If they had let's say Jordan's got this report, which he does, he's got a video, a free training on how to fix your credit in under 90 days and boost your score by 50 plus points. He can literally just go on Facebook and start to post that. Hey, how many of you guys would like to know how you can boost your credit score by 50 points or more in the next 90 days? Also, though, being very active in groups. I've talked about this one like crazy. There's a lot of very detailed trainings that I've done that are recorded in back November, December 2020 on being active in groups. So even my real estate folks, being active in local communities. And just when I say active, I just mean being in there from time to time and not saying, hey, I buy houses, but scroll through some of the posts or be strategic. Go into the group and actually search for in these local community groups for people asking about selling real estate or asking or just do a search for real estate related terms and see what posts come up and scroll through some of the comments. And when you see somebody making a comment that it would make sense to put something that in front of Vanessa, this is something that she can do very easily in an entrepreneur group. hey, how do I get good headshots? How do I have cool content for my social things? Well, she could actively target that by just saying, hey, my name's V, and here's what I do, and I'm in the San Diego area, or I do business over in this area too. I saw your post in such and such group. I just wanted to reach out and introduce myself. With a link to maybe your Facebook page or a link over to your website. Start the conversation, right? Again, I go back to, it's no different than dating. Start a conversation, get some small chat happening. Then once the chat is happening, then you can slip in some value. When I mean slip in the value, that's when I start saying, hey, I would great to have been talking to you over the last couple of days, blah, 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 blah. I got this really cool training on how to boost your credit score by 50 plus points. You should check it out. Or, hey, I've got some openings next Tuesday for some photography stuff. Would you like to schedule some time to talk about this? Or, hey, check out this. Maybe V put something together. It's a testimonial of one of her people. Hey, go check this out and see how so-and-so's loved all the social content they've had on an ongoing basis, month over month over month. They don't have to think about it, kind of thing. On the real estate side, hey, here's this thing, right? That's one way of doing it. Now, if you've got a decent sized audience on just your organic pages, your personal profile, where it makes sense, this we can do because most of the people that follow me socially are business owners. So I can go and throw something out there on my personal page that says something like, hey, Roger and I just put together the 7 steps to ultimate online presence. How many of you guys want that? And people will message me and message me and message. Some of them will comment. Others of them will just send me a direct message in the messenger, or I do that on an Instagram story, and somebody's going to send me a DM and say, hey, I want those 7 steps. How do I get those 7 steps? Or, hey, tell me more about that. How can I get that, right? Because I got the audience that makes sense for. So you got to look at where's your audience? Is it email? Is it, do you got to be proactive and go find it in a group? But at the end of the day, think of this lead magnet. It's the value piece in the early conversation of dating. This is why I sometimes feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Marketing your business is no different than marketing yourself for a relationship. And I get it. Not all of us are on our wedding week. And some of us got to think way back to the beginning of when dating even existed in our life. But you got to go back there and just think about, translate it that same way. I'm about to start a conversation with a prospect that knows nothing about me. It's no different than I just walked up to who is my now husband or now wife, and they know nothing about me. And I've got to start a small conversation first. Can't walk up to Vanessa and say, hey, nice to meet you. Let's go get married. It's just not going to work, right? She's going to smack me. She's probably going to call me some creep and walk away.
That's not necessarily true. There's a show that they meet at the altar and get married right away.
Yeah, that's Hollywood bullshit. It's fake, and they were paid to do it. They get to keep the money after they're divorced. We're talking real life here, right? So at the end of the day, Jacob, that kind of goes back down to your point here too on this marketing / sales process and how do we ninja capture some of this stuff. At the end of the day, it's just about starting it first. Once you have it started, then you can start to look at the nuances. And it's not really a ninja secret. It's how do I automate some of the nuance pieces? But I've got to have, I say this a lot when I talk HubSpot and the processes that it has. HubSpot can do just about anything you want it to do. A CRM can do just about anything you want it to do. The question comes down to, what do you need it to do? What are the pain points? Where's the gaps? Where's the misses? That kind of stuff. And I can go a little deeper on that one, but I know, Roger, you were ready to go on the GMB side, because this is another outlet also, doing some random posts, because that was the other piece, Roger, if you can also show like how to just do a quick post to GMB. Because even just posting something there about this free thing would be good. But real quick, before you share that, the other one, Liz, you can write down, I would put a banner image. Go look at Top Results Facebook page. the banner image is all talking about this free training, free masterclass that we have. Why is it there? Because everything that we do pushes back to our Facebook page, over to our website. It's all over our website too. But if they're on social media and they're looking me up and they're like, who's this Top Results company that he's a co-owner of? They get to the Facebook page, that banner's like free masterclass training, free training, this, but right, free. It gets pinged a couple times a week. People opting in simply because they got there and they're curious, right? So it's another kind of, I don't even want to call it a sneaky way. It's just another way of doing it. So go ahead, Roger.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see here. Where do I want to be there? All right, guys, just give me a thumbs up there that you can see my screen. Everything good? All right, cool. So this is essentially where you're going to go. In the chat, I actually shared the link to this. So it's very simple, google.com/business. So first things first, before we even go here, you have to make sure that you're logged in to the correct email that was used to set up your Google My Business profile. A big error that I see people do is actually try to access this when they're logged into another email and they're wondering why this doesn't pop up or doesn't work, right? So number one, make sure you are logged in with the correct email. And number two, you're gonna go to, sorry, I had my daughter just walk into my office. Number two, you're gonna come to this page here once you're logged into that email, and you're gonna go ahead and hit Manage Now. So when you hit Manage Now, you're going to get redirected to a page that looks like this. This is your actual profile. So this is where you want to be. Number one question was, how do I actually do a review? So it's very simple. You go down. There's going to be, you might have these boxes kind of rearranged a different way. So what you want to do is go down here where it says Share Review Form. And you can go ahead and get more reviews by clicking this. And then you get this pop-up. So what you want to do, you can do a couple different things. You can actually copy this link. So for Jane, this is the link you'd be sharing to your friend. Okay. So this is what you want to have. For those of you that maybe find this process a little cumbersome, I would save this link somewhere safe where you can just, when someone asks you or you want to give someone this link to give you a review, then do it here. You can also share this link, maybe do a post on any of these platforms. You can even send it as an email to somebody. So just kind of a couple options there. So that kind of hopefully nails down how we share a link to get reviews. Now, second question was, my friend can't find my Google, Google My Business profile page. Why is that even happening, right? They're going on there, they're searching. Well, I'm going to give you a couple examples here. If you have enough authority with Google, you have content, you have stuff. I'm just going to use us as an example. We've been really grinding on content for the last year. When you go and you look for top results consulting, you know, even when I start typing, we pop up. So we've been doing something right. So we pop up here, the business, the branded name gets looked up. We're number one here, and you get the Google My Business here. Don't think we got this just because. We did not appear here for a long time. It took a lot of work, a lot of building that authority with Google and them saying, this Top Results Consulting company actually reflects this keyword and it looks like everything matches. So we're gonna go ahead and give them that position. Now we're gonna use another example here. Let me get rid of this. And we're gonna use Jane as an example here. So my personal business doctor, let me go here, my personal business doctor. Bam. So you can see how Jane is ranking for her branded keyword, right? Everything's fine. And then this is awesome because it's even go ahead and ranking all her photos on her website. So she has a good momentum, right? But Google has not gotten to the point where there's enough trust around this keyword connected to the brand, connected to the website, where it's not giving you the results. So Jane, your friend's probably going here, searching, trying to find it, and she hasn't done that. So what you want to do is then go back to your profile page and share that link. Eventually, if you do this enough, you do your content, you know, you just keep doing what you're doing. Eventually your Google My Business profile page will appear on the side there when people look for your branded name. Trying to see if there was anything else. Posts. So the other question was posts. So once you're logged in, you're right here, Top Results Consulting, you're on your profile page. There is a section here, create a post. And this is very cool because there's all kinds of stuff you can do. This little navigation bar here at the top, don't think it's just for a single post. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can do your COVID-19 update if you wanted to. You can do an offer, what's new in my business, which is the actual post. You can do an event if you have a store, some kind of product. So I'll click here on what's new. This is where you can kind of upload a video or a photo for your post, and then you can start writing. If you want more information on how to do this, because this is a quick kind of crash course, right? Just click this icon. Google does a good job on giving you documentation on everything that you want to know about doing an actual post here. So I'll go ahead and X out of this. I'll stop sharing, or unless you have anything else, Sean, since I have the screen up, let me know if I missed anything.
No, I think Jordan did have another question on that, he said.
Yeah, couple questions. Well, one thing for Jane to help you out, when I do my Chris Consulting, like my free consultations or whatever, my first email that goes out is like, here's 3 action steps that I want you to get done this week. And then the last one is, if you learned anything from me today, I'd really appreciate a Google review. And I'll put my little link right there in the email. So that I've been able to pick up a ton of reviews just by that, because they're excited. They just got off the call with me. They're ready to go. And then, hey, take 60 seconds and just give me a review. So that's been working really good for me.
On that note, most of your reviews will come when you ask for the review. If you just sit back and expect somebody to leave you a review, it will never happen.
Right. Yep. We're texting our contractors. We're texting people that we buy houses from. We have a good closing. We send them some pictures, the updates we're doing to the house. And then, hey, I'm sending them YouTube videos now of the house that we bought from them that we're fixing up, and they love it. And then here in a few months, once we got, build that report even more, and we're going to invite them back to take a tour of the house that we just remodeled that they grew up in. Then I'm going to hit them with that Google review, and I guarantee they're going to do it. It's just building report and then asking for it. Roger, on the making the posts on Google My Business, I've got the app, but it's always wanting me to take a photo instead of me being able to upload a infographic or something that I have saved to my phone. Why will it only allow me to take a photo to include to my posts?
Oh, that's actually a great question. I think it's more, I don't know if it's a newer feature or whatnot, but that makes a lot of sense. Google My Business is meant for local, right? So when you're doing it on the app, it's basically thinking or forcing you to be on the go. It wants real time photos, right? So it doesn't want you, Google's starting to kind of take that position to try to kind of get rid of me doing fake photos for you, right, on your Google My Business. It wants actually someone sitting and in your area taking pictures of whatever you're gonna talk about or whatnot. I think we do them on desktop, obviously on our laptops, so we still have flexibility to upload stuff, upload videos, upload whatever we want in regards to photos. But I think that's what the app is kind of forcing you to do now, is do real-time photos. So it's local real photos from your phone.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Because me and Jacob have been able to do posts, but then I try to do it from my phone and it just won't let me. The other thing is the logo. I've been trying to upload a logo to our Google My Business, and it's the same thing. It wants me to take a photo of something. And maybe I am doing that from my phone.
Yeah,
I have to.
right.
Okay.
So, I'm right there with you. So I love phones and tablets, but some things they do work better on desktop.
Yeah, I think they've configured that whole app on the mobile app to force you to do photos. So I would, if you're going to do that, go to your laptop and try it. And if you run into any issues there, we haven't seen that issue on laptops. That's where we're always kind of working from. So yeah, if you do have that issue, let us know, because we haven't had that issue on, at least on desktop and laptops.
Cool. Thank you.
And I can tell you right now, as we roll into Q2, this has been a topic that Roger and I have been discussing a little bit. We are going to be breaking down a couple weeks worth of Google My Business trainings because there's a lot of stuff that is being left on the table by not tapping into GMB and using it in your business. And this kind of goes for everybody. It doesn't need to be a ton, but there is some strategy and some pieces that if you stayed consistent with it, it's going to really help boost some stuff, mainly because of that local aspect element of things. It's like Google is favoring hardcore on the local side. So using some of these techniques. So we will be getting deeper into that training.
I've actually been seeing a lot of like Facebook sponsored ads that are like, you know, it's got the whale that's at the top of the ocean and the iceberg that's underneath. And they're like, point to the iceberg, like, this is your Google My Business, and you're not tapping into it. So that's interesting. You bring that up. I've seen probably 5 different Google My Business Facebook ads recently.
Yep. Okay. Before I open up to see if we missed any other questions, I'm going to fill you guys in because I do want to respect time. And I know some of you guys like to hang on longer. Anyway, so what the heck did I mean by I was giving away $200? I didn't mean I was putting 200 Benjamins in your pocket, right? 2 big old Benjamins. I wasn't going to put those in your pocket. But what I am doing tonight is those that were on when I took the screenshot and you had your camera on, I'm going to be reaching out to you. And when I reach out to you, I'm going to be scheduling a time for you and me to jump on and do a podcast episode. Not only are you going to be on the podcast with me, but that is going to get syndicated out the way I syndicate out our podcast. It's going to get put out to the site, and it's going to get a link back to your stuff. So you're going to be tapping into the leverage, like Roger and I talk about all the time, that's out there with our higher authority. You guys saw some of that the other week between TRC and the Sean Tiberio brand page. So it's a power link back. It's a opportunity for you to get on and talk a little bit more about you, your business. Liz, this is another way of getting that message out, right? You'll be able to talk about some of these key pieces. And it's a way that you never know. Obviously, we've got a little wider net, right, of an audience that we push out to, both on my personal brand side and the TRC side, as well as, you know, what we're putting out there and doing. So you never know who might see that on it. That podcast does get syndicated out on audio side. So you will have that element to share to your audience as well. If you want to use that, it will be a video one that's uploaded to YouTube. So you will have a link to that piece where it's on the page, and that all of this stuff will have links back over to you guys as well. So I think I saw somebody throw a comment in there about worth more than $200. It absolutely is worth more than $200 in authority piece. So I will be sending each of you, I have the screenshot, I know who was on there. I'll be sending you guys a message with a link for you to be able to book time that works for you based on the time slots that I've put out there. And it may take a little while to get everybody in, but no big deal. It's not a huge rush. We'll do it. We'll figure out a topic. We'll schedule a time. We will put it out there and do it, and we'll have some fun. And it'll also be live in the moment. I syndicate those live to Facebook as well. So you will be able to share it live in the moment, even to your own profiles on there. Okay. Questions or comments on that?
Awesomeness. Are we going to have a heads up so we know that, so we'll be able to be a little prepared for it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to send you a link that you
Okay.
can select a date and time that works for you. So you will
Okay.
be scheduling when it's going to happen. I'm going to go in and put in the availability on that link before I send it out to you guys. That's why I took the screenshot to see who the heck was on at that moment. Those are the ones that, and that's something that Roger and I are going to start doing a little bit more of as we roll into Q2 on these Monday calls, is having a little bit of fun. You never know when something might be given away, whether it's some free service that we're going to do, an opportunity, whatever the case on it. But that is something that Roger and I have kind of dabbled with, and I like doing it where it's fun and exciting. You just don't know what you're going to get. Okay. So another reason to be on these calls on Monday night. So with that, we'll open it back up and see, I did want to be respectful of time. If people needed to jump off, by the top of the hour. But anybody else with other questions on some things?
Is there a HubSpot training this week?
There is. Great question, Terry. On Wednesday, there is a HubSpot training call at 12 noon Pacific time.
I have more of a comment. When you guys brought up your Google My Business page, I saw that you had in the appointment links a bit.ly link instead, because I had the whole HubSpot dot whatever. So I just changed it. So thanks.
Yeah, I don't remember why when we set it up that I made it a bit.ly link before I put it in there. I don't think it really matters.
It doesn't matter? Okay.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We shortened it up. There's different things we're testing. It turns out that people are just clicking, right? They're not going to type it in anyway, so they're just going to click. So as long as it's something's there that works, you're good.
Yep.
I want to comment.
Go ahead, Jane.
You asked about Q1. I made a major decision in my business, and I made two major decisions. One, I signed up for TRC's Pro Lite, so I'm going to have some blogs done for me so I can do multiple things with them. And so can't wait to get those and excited. So yeah, and I had a couple of business opportunities come up the end of last week. We'll see how they all pan out. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Jane. That is something that next week I will we'll do an update on it. Roger and I have been kind of, we'll call it massaging. We've been massaging some of our packages. We've kind of made a few slight adjustments. Nothing really changed to the foundation package. One minor thing changed in the Content Pro Lite, but it's Content Pro and above that we really did a lot of kind of looking back now a year in to these services. What did we want to change, tweak, add? What did we start seeing as needing to be an element into it? So there is a little bit of update to the Content Pro, Accelerator, and Dominator levels that we will probably dive into a quick update on those next week. Those of you that are in some of those packages already, those changes, they'll start to take effect. You'll start to get some of the pieces for that, as well as there is been some updates in the social media management side of things with TRC and the way that we've kind of crafted these packages. As you guys know, we're always kind of massaging everything that we do to try to find the best way to provide service for you guys, our clients. So we'll kind of update on some of that as well. We've opened up another package that didn't exist a couple months ago to get some people rolling a little bit faster and starting with some of that. So some of those updates will be coming out over the next couple weeks as well. So thanks for saying that, Jim.
It's amazing if you close some doors, what other doors open. I love it.
Awesome. And I totally agree with that statement there.
Hey,
Anybody
Roger,
else?
Sean, on y'all's website, like I've seen like other websites, including like HubSpot, just like maybe recommendation for you guys, because like even still yet, I don't know the differences between like package A.
You're going to
B,
say the pricing
C.
page, aren't you?
Well, yeah, like
Yeah,
check.
can you just say it like 20 times in a row? Just say pricing page, pricing page, pricing page. So I can take that recording and use it for Roger.
Am I going to direct it?
That's
to
on me,
Roger?
Jacob.
Hey,
That's
Roger. Hey, Roger.
He's
Package
right
one.
beneath you right now on my screen. Just point down and go pricing page.
Pricing page, Roger.
Got it. All right.
I mean, like honestly, like hook, line, sinker, whatever. Like I can't tell you how many times like I've dipped back to like all right, so what's next on your page, like to see like if I was like, all right,
There's
this is
the
how much
pricing
more than that. Yeah, just get a pricing page, Roger.
Well, it's not like he hasn't been at home quarantined with COVID or something.
Right.
So,
Outsource that.
Yeah, it's
Roger.
actually on our list on the development side, which is my department, right? So I apologize. We'll get a
what
pricing
I'm
page
saying.
up.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to HubSpot, like it's got like the check marks, and then they run out, and then the next column over it just keeps going, and so on. Is that we're on the same page, right?
Absolutely. We've
Oh,
already got it
nailed it.
all. I wasn't joking. That page right there was a
Okay.
brainstorm session from Roger and I last week. And to his defense, TRC is like a chameleon. It is ever changing and evolving to blend into its surroundings, to fit what the heck the market is asking for. I think Face, you said it earlier. I preach you got to be flexible. I think Roger and I are, beyond yoga flexible right now as far as the way TRC's adjusted over the last handful of months. So in his defense, it's been hard to put together a pricing page because every time we turn around, we're adjusting something because the market's adjusted and we needed to adjust along with it. But we think we finally nailed down something where, all right, we could get back to that
Tell JP that too.
pricing piece. So
Right. And then my other thing, Wednesday, is that HubSpot thing. Is that them? Because that was terrible.
that's me. I run that one.
Oh, okay, good. Because the last HubSpot, it was terrible. Like I can't believe I wasted 45 minutes of my life.
I'll tell Pete that.
Okay, thanks.
Pete's a great guy.
Wait. That was a Canva and HubSpot thing. That wasn't a.
Oh,
that
okay. That was terrible.
it
That was
was
terrible.
I
Oh
don't know
my
what you're
god.
talking about there.
I was hoping that was enough.
My bad. All right,
I was
you
like,
have
which one was that? Holy crap.
that Canva HubSpot collab thing. It was Jordan. I said, dude, I cannot believe I wasted 45 minutes of my life for that. It was terrible.
That's the difference between corporate webinar and entrepreneur run trainings.
All right, see you Wednesday. Cause all right, that now I will be there. I was about to just X-nay
Wednesday is
that.
all about you guys showing up with your questions on HubSpot. How to use the CRM? What are you struggling with? What do you want more help on? What do you need
Sweet.
to figure out? Whatever the case. Okay.
Cool.
Anybody
Hey,
else?
so
Anything?
I have a question.
Yep.
So I've got a whole bunch of training videos for our acquisitions, our lead generators. And right now I've got all those videos up on YouTube and I've got them hosted through my extra other website. Do you guys have some sort of ability to have specific people like our VAs and our lead generators and acquisitions managers to log in to be able to view those things, kind of like a what's it called? I can't remember the name of the app, but it's basically a training site where people can go and you can see that they've actually completed the training.
You're talking more like a membership platform in that case, and that's where we always push towards Kajabi.
Kajabi, that's what it's called. Yeah.
When you actually want, and I can send you a link where you can get Kajabi for free for a little while on it, if you want to get to that level where you're actually tracking metrics. Now, if you just want a hidden page on your website that you can send your VAs to, where it's got all the different videos mapped out, if you've already got them in YouTube, all we need is the embed codes, and we can build a page with just those videos on it.
Right.
But you're not going to get the tracking and the analytics. And no, that's where I say if you
Well,
really
you get
want to
that on
start
the
building
YouTube
out,
side anyways. So
if you really want to start building out that membership portal where I know if they've done it, not done it, I want certain automations that'll only allow them to start watching that video when this video is done. That's Kajabi, and that's why I use that platform. Why Roger and I have gone to it, why we use it for our portal, why we've used it for trainings. I've got a course inside there because that's what that platform is designed for.
okay, yeah, I saw that on. There's a couple WordPress plugins and stuff, and I've got that running on another site, but I'm like, might as well just have it. I have it off a subdomain right now. I just didn't know if I could just put it off the regular one, because either way.
Yep. Anything else? Anybody?
The link for the HubSpot training, where would I find that?
It's the pinned message in the Facebook group.
Okay. All right.
Should be right at the top. It's an announcement.
I'll send it to you. I have my calendar open right now.
I got one thing actually two things to add, Sean, and this is for people that are hanging on. That's, we're already over the time. So this is kind of, if you need to get off, it's fine, but this is kind of like a little bit more
This is the
value, I guess,
opportunity
just
to
kind of
stay around to the end group.
those links that we're kind of talking about today for those of you that are on here, don't pass that up. If you're on here, I can express what we're doing with our assets, meaning our websites, Sean's website, TRC website, other websites that are coming, that we're going to be interlinking all this stuff. I know Jacob and I had that conversation. I was going to have him do some kind of, build some links, things like that we can do. Jacob, this is it. This is basically what this is where you want to be, because what's going to happen is those links, they're already strong. But what we're going to do, we're not going to take our foot off the gas. Those links are just going to get stronger. Just like a fine wine, they're just going to get better. Okay. So as long as you have that link, you take this opportunity, you get it on your website, it's going to be pointing to you. It's going to be there for as long as we exist, which means every time our link starts getting stronger, you start getting more authority through that link. So make sure, I can't stress enough, don't pass this up. This is super important. Our opportunity on the SEO department to kind of put a strong link to everybody that's on here. So that's one. The other thing, I don't know if we addressed it clearly, but I thought I have my own point of view on the sales process that you asked about, Jacob, at the beginning of the call. Like, hey, just talk a little bit about what you're doing. And and this is coming from, I guess, a digital side, digital mindset. And that's exactly what it is. A digital mindset is something that I can kind of like give just quick couple minutes would be for example, you got to think generation. So that's what I'm seeing right now. A lot of the trends is my parents were workers, right? Boom. And that's what I inherited. So I have no problem working. And then my kids or someone that's younger, Generation X, right? Is a little more asking different questions. So when you look at the different questions, and one thing's like, what do you need to be looking at is a lot of times is we're asking what do we need to do? We're doers. Like we're always, what do we need to do? Right. And then Generation X, probably some VAs that you're getting are asking why, or some workers. So they're not doing a lot. So you're getting stuck in the middle. So I think the best kind of one of the things that we're doing inside of TRC and what you guys should be doing in your business is start asking the how, right? And what I mean by the how is how can I disrupt this industry? Something as simple as that. That's what a lot of people are missing on both sides. You're at a disadvantage if you're not asking the how, right? How can I disrupt this?
I need our gold bar video right there. I don't think people are listening very closely with what he just dropped. The disrupt this market. If you are not asking yourself that question on a daily basis, you're letting your competition run away. Roger and I have completely shaken people that we know in this industry that he and I play in, and we're doing it now in another industry. Keep going on. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was just like huge gold bar moment right there.
Yeah, that's just
absolutely.
taking your octopus and adding like 27 more arms to it right there.
Exactly. Because some of this stuff, we're in the digital era, right? So some of this stuff just doesn't exist. And it's okay. You got to start thinking outside the box in your industry and seeing what that is. And you got to start looking around. Are there apps? Are there softwares? Is there something that I can actually do better, different, right? And if it sounds silly, it sounds like far-fetched, you're probably heading in the right direction. So that's one of the things that when I heard you ask that, it's like, hey, talk about the sales process. What are you doing? Well, in order to get this to the sales process, we need people coming in, right? So there's a lot of agencies. You guys have options out there, many, many options. So we had to kind of shake up what we kind of saw, what it was. We had to look at our competition. We had to do whatever they're doing better, but now we're in the same race. Once we were in the same race and we're competing, then we want to get out of that race and we want to start racing our own race and have them follow us. So that's what we've done. We've gotten out of the lane now. We got in the race. Now we're out of the lane. We're trying to disrupt that industry, do things a little different. So that's just kind of like a little thing that I want to kind of add to today's conversation in regards to sales and marketing is try to start asking the how. Hopefully that helps out and start trying to figure out how you can disrupt your particular industry.
Roger, can you give an example of that?
Pricing's a big one.
Something as simple as pricing, right? If you guys take our foundations package and compare it to any agency out there, it'll start from a couple $100 all the way to thousands of dollars. When I brought this idea, and Sean started kind of like, me and him started brainstorming. I started sharing some ideas with some people that I trust in my industry, SEOs, developers, even our own team, right? It's like, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to charge. People aren't used to that. What developers charge $300 an hour, $200 an hour to develop a website like this with 30 some pages. Foundations out of the box, you're getting like 20, 30 pages, right? All this location page, all this optimization, that's like a $5,000 website, which we charge you $497 setup, $97 a month. It's literally does not exist, right? And apples to apples, right? There's probably some people on Fiverr that will do it for $5, whatever. Compare.